Okay, so you're a public servant, and you're hearing all this buzz about AI, specifically generative AI like ChatGPT, and you might be thinking, is this thing a magic wand?
Yeah.
Is it a threat? Or something in between? And what does it even have to do with critical thinking? Well, you've sent over some research on this very topic, and guess what? The connection between AI and critical thinking is really important for the work you do every day.
What's fascinating here is we're not talking about some far-off future. This Microsoft research is from 2025, and it's based on a survey of almost 320 knowledge workers, including people just like you, who are already using AI on the job.
So this is happening now. It's not just theory. Real people are using these tools to
Mhm.
draft reports and analyze policies and even brainstorm solutions to problems in their communities.
Yeah.
And this research shines a light on how AI is impacting how we think critically.
Right. And by critical thinking, we're not just talking about being smart. This research uses Bloom's taxonomy, which breaks down critical thinking into these different levels, from basic remembering of facts to very complex evaluation. And all of these levels are super essential for public servants who are dealing with really complex issues that impact people's lives.
Yeah, that makes sense. You're working with limited resources,
Yeah.
and there are high stakes involved. It's not just about getting things done,
Yeah.
but about getting them done right. So how is AI changing the game when it comes to critical thinking?
Well, the research found something interesting. It turns out that people tend to think less critically when they have high confidence in the AI. It's kind of like if you really trust the tool, you're less likely to question it.
I can see how that would happen. But as public servants,
Yeah.
you can't just blindly trust any tool,
Yeah.
especially when you're making decisions
Yeah.
that affect people's lives.
Exactly. And that's where it gets interesting. The study also found that people who are confident in their own abilities actually end up doing more critical thinking when they use AI, even though it might take a little more effort.
So it's not really about AI taking over. It's more like AI is raising the bar. To really make the most of these tools, we need to level up our own skills too. It's like having a superpowered co-pilot. It's an amazing asset, but the pilot still needs to be top-notch.
I like that analogy a lot, actually. This research outlines 3 major shifts in how we need to approach critical thinking in this new age of AI.
Right, lay those shifts on me.
The first shift is from gathering information to verifying information. AI can pull up tons and tons of data, but you are responsible for making sure that it's accurate
Right.
and unbiased and relevant to what you're doing. Fact-checking and cross-referencing are even more important than ever before. Think of it like this. You're a detective. An AI is your research assistant. It can dig up clues for you,
Yeah.
but you still need to make sure those clues are leading you in the right direction.
Makes sense. We can't just take everything the AI gives us at face value, especially when we're talking about making decisions, like policy changes or how to allocate resources, decisions that have real impact on people.
Exactly. And that leads us to shift number 2. It's a shift from problem solving to AI response integration. AI can offer us potential solutions, but you still need to think through how those solutions will actually play out in the real world.
Yeah.
We need to be thinking, okay, the AI says this might work, but is it practical? Is it ethical? What could the consequences be, even unintended consequences?
It's not just about finding a solution. It's about finding a solution that works, a solution that works for everybody, and that doesn't create more problems down the road. That's a crucial point for anyone, but especially for public servants who are committed to doing what's best for the public.
Absolutely. And the final shift highlights a need for a new type of leadership in the age of AI. It's the shift from just executing tasks to being a steward of those tasks. You're not just doing the work yourself anymore. You're guiding the AI and refining its output. And ultimately, you're the one who's responsible for the final product. It's about becoming a responsible steward of the AI, recognizing that you are ultimately accountable for how this tech gets used and what impact it has, especially in public service, where transparency and accountability are so important.
This stewardship role, is it something that anyone can learn? Or does it require some sort of special expertise?
Well, the research points to the importance of something called AI literacy. And this doesn't mean you have to become a computer scientist. It's about understanding what AI is good at and also where it falls short. It's about knowing how to ask the right questions and how to critically evaluate the results you get back.
So it's like learning to drive. You don't have to know how to build a car
Yeah.
to get your license.
Yeah.
But you do need to understand the rules of the road and the capabilities of your vehicle.
Exactly. And just like driving, there are best practices and skills that can make you a more effective and responsible user of AI.
The research also mentions prompt engineering, which is basically how to craft the right questions
Ooh.
to get the best results from AI. Is that a key part of this AI literacy?
Absolutely. It's about understanding how these large language models work, what kind of input they respond to best, and how to phrase your questions so you get the most relevant information. Think of it like interviewing someone for a job. You want to ask the right questions to really get a sense of their skills and experience.
But with AI, there's that extra layer of
Yeah.
complexity.
Right.
We also have to be aware of potential bias
Mm-hmm.
that might be baked into these models. After all, they're trained on these massive data sets,
Mm-hmm.
which might reflect existing societal biases.
That's a crucial point. If we're not aware of these biases, we risk perpetuating them in our own work. And that can have serious consequences, especially in public service, where fairness and equity are so important.
So how can public servants make sure they're using AI effectively,
Mm-hmm.
but also ethically? Are there some practical steps they can take?
It starts with awareness. You can't just assume that because something comes from an AI, that it must be objective or neutral. You always have to question the outputs, consider the source data, and look for potential blind spots.
Almost like we need to develop a healthy skepticism when
Yeah.
it comes to AI, while still being open to its potential.
Exactly. And don't rely on just one AI model or one set of data. Experiment with different tools. Consult with experts and get multiple perspectives. You want to use AI to expand your thinking, not to narrow it.
So it's not about blindly following the AI, it's more about using it as a thought partner, a tool that can help you see things from different angles
Yeah,
and come up with more creative solutions.
that's a great way to put it. And remember, you always have the power to push back. If the AI's output doesn't align with your values or your understanding of the situation, challenge it, refine it, and make sure it's truly serving the public good.
This all connects back
Yeah.
to that stewardship role we talked about. Public servants have a responsibility to use these tools in a way that benefits everyone, not just a select few.
Absolutely. And that means thinking about the potential impact of AI-powered decisions on all stakeholders. We have to ask ourselves, are we using these tools to empower citizens or to control them? Are we increasing transparency or obscuring it? These are the kinds of questions we need to be asking.
Those are big questions. It sounds like finding the right answers
Mm.
will require a lot of careful thought, open dialogue,
Mhm.
and a willingness to learn and adapt.
You're absolutely right. It's not about mastering one set of skills. It's about developing a lifelong habit of learning. Stay curious, experiment with new tools, connect with others who are working in this field,
Yeah.
and always be willing to question your assumptions.
This deep dive has been incredibly insightful. It feels like we're on the edge of something huge, something truly transformative, but also potentially disruptive. If we get this right, if we really embrace this partnership between humans and AI, what could the future of public service look like?
That's a fantastic question, and one that we'll explore in more detail in our next segment. Get ready to imagine a world where AI empowers public servants to make a real difference in people's lives in ways we're only just beginning to understand.
All right, so we've been talking about the challenges
Mm.
and the opportunities that AI brings to public service, the need for AI literacy, and developing that stewardship mindset.
Mm.
But now for the big question. If we get all of this right,
Mm.
what could the future of public service actually look like in a world powered by AI?
Well, imagine a world where applying for government benefits isn't a total bureaucratic nightmare. AI could actually guide people through the process, make sure they have all the right documents, and even proactively reach out to folks who might be eligible for certain programs.
So instead of feeling lost
Yeah.
in a maze of paperwork, people would actually feel supported. That would be a huge shift,
Mm.
especially for vulnerable populations who
Yeah.
might need a little extra help.
It would be a big change. And think about public safety for a second. AI could be used to analyze crime patterns, even predict potential hotspots, and help allocate resources more effectively, leading to safer communities.
Wow, they could literally save lives. But using AI in law enforcement also raises some serious ethical questions.
Right.
How do we make sure these systems are being used fairly and that they aren't reinforcing existing biases?
That's a crucial point. It's not enough to just implement these technologies. We also need to have strong oversight and accountability. We have to constantly be asking, is this technology serving its intended purpose? Is it being used in a way that aligns with our values of fairness and justice?
It sounds like we need to be just as thoughtful about the ethical implications of AI as we are about the technical capabilities.
Exactly. And that kind of critical thinking is going to be absolutely essential across all areas of public service. Think about education. AI could be used to create personalized learning plans tailored to each student's individual needs. Imagine every child having a personalized tutor, no matter their background or where they live.
Now that's what equity looks like.
Duh.
But even with personalized learning, I imagine there's still a vital role for human teachers. We can't underestimate the importance of that human connection.
Right. It's not about replacing teachers. It's about giving them new tools to better support their students. And it goes beyond education. AI can help us identify and address systemic bias
Yeah.
that might be baked into policies and programs. By analyzing data, we can see where disparities exist and take steps to correct them.
So AI isn't just about
Right.
making things more efficient. It's about making them more fair
Yeah.
and more just.
Exactly. And it's about making government more responsive to the needs of its citizens. Imagine AI-powered chatbots that can answer people's questions 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, in multiple languages, providing accurate and up-to-date information.
That would be a game changer. No more waiting on hold forever or getting lost in these confusing websites.
But here's the key. AI won't achieve any of this on its own. It's a tool. And just like any other tool, its impact depends entirely on the skill and the intention of the user.
So it all comes back to the public servants, to you, and in how you choose to use this incredible power. It's both a challenge and an amazing opportunity.
Exactly. An opportunity to reshape public service,
Yeah.
to tackle problems that might have seemed impossible before, and to create a society that is more just and more equitable. But that won't just happen automatically. We need public servants who are willing to learn, to embrace these new technologies, and to think critically about how to use AI for the greater good.
This deep dive has been so insightful. It's inspiring to think that public servants are on the front lines of this AI revolution, using these tools, not just to make things faster or easier, but to truly make a difference in people's lives.
It's about amplifying our humanity with AI, not replacing it. Using technology to connect with people on a deeper level, to better understand their needs, and to create solutions that benefit everyone.
It's a powerful reminder that even in this age of incredible technology, it's still the human element, our compassion, our creativity, and our dedication to service. That really makes the biggest difference.
That's what makes the future of public service so exciting. It's not just about the technology. It's about people. It's about using our collective intelligence, both human and artificial, to build a better world for all of us.
Okay, so we've talked about the challenges and the opportunities AI could bring to public service. And we've discussed the need for AI literacy and developing that stewardship mindset. But let's talk about the future. If we get all of this right, what could public service actually look like in a world where AI is really integrated into everything we do?
Well, imagine a world where applying for government benefits isn't the bureaucratic nightmare it is today. Imagine AI could actually guide citizens through that entire process, making sure they have the right documents and everything, even proactively reaching out to folks who might be eligible for programs but don't even know it.
Okay, so instead of feeling lost and confused, people would actually feel supported by the system. That'd be huge, especially for vulnerable populations who might need extra help navigating those systems.
Exactly. And think about public safety. AI could analyze crime patterns in real time, predict potential hotspots, and help allocate resources more effectively, which would lead to safer communities for everyone.
Wow, that's incredible. AI could literally save lives. But using AI in law enforcement also raises some really important ethical questions. Like, how do we make sure these systems are being used fairly? How do we prevent them from reinforcing existing biases?
You're hitting on a crucial point there. It's not enough to just implement the technology. We need robust oversight. We need accountability mechanisms in place. We need to constantly be asking ourselves, is this technology actually being used the way it was intended? Does it align with our values of fairness and justice?
So it's about being just as thoughtful about the ethical implications of using AI as we are about the amazing technical capabilities.
Absolutely. And that kind of critical thinking is going to be essential in every area of public service. Take education, for example. AI could create these personalized learning plans for every student, tailored to their unique strengths and needs. Imagine a world where every child has their own personalized tutor, no matter their background or zip code.
Now that is what equity looks like. But even with personalized learning, I'm guessing there's still a really important role for human teachers. You know, we can't underestimate the importance of that human connection in education.
Of course not. AI isn't about replacing teachers. It's about giving them new tools to be even better at what they do, to support their students in new ways. And it goes beyond education. AI can help us identify and address systemic bias that might be hiding in our policies and programs. By analyzing data, we can see where disparities exist and then take steps to correct them.
So AI isn't just about efficiency. It's about fairness and justice.
Right. It's about making government more responsive to the needs of the people it serves. Imagine AI-powered chatbots, available 24/7, that can answer citizens' questions in multiple languages and provide accurate and up-to-date information.
That would be incredible. No more waiting on hold for hours.
Mhm.
Or getting lost on confusing websites. People could actually get the help they need when they need it.
Exactly. But here's the thing to remember. AI won't achieve any of this on its own. It's a tool. And like
Yeah.
any tool, its impact depends entirely on the skill and intention of the person using it.
So it really all comes back to public servants. To you, it's about how you choose to use this power. It's a challenge, for sure, but it's also an incredible opportunity.
It is. It's an opportunity to completely reshape public service, to solve problems that seemed impossible to solve before, and to build a more just and equitable society for everyone. But we have to be proactive. We need public servants who are willing to learn and adapt, who are willing to embrace these new technologies and think critically about how to use them for good.
This deep dive has been so insightful. It's truly inspiring to think that public servants like you are on the front lines of this AI revolution, using these tools, not just to make things faster or easier, but to make a real difference in people's lives.
It's about amplifying our humanity with AI, not trying to replace it. It's about using technology to connect with people on a deeper level, to understand their needs more fully, and to create solutions that truly work for everyone.
It's a great reminder that even in the age of AI, it's still the human element, our compassion, our creativity, our commitment to serving others. That's what really makes the difference.
That's what makes the future of public service so exciting. It's not just about the tech, it's about people. It's about using our collective intelligence, both human and artificial, to build a better world for all of us.
A powerful vision.
Yeah.
To all of you public servants out there listening, we hope this deep dive has given you some food for thought. Embrace the challenge, keep learning and growing, and use your skills and your heart to shape a brighter future for everyone.
Thanks for joining us on the deep dive. Keep asking questions, keep pushing boundaries, and keep making a difference